Hello lovelies, it's so nice of you to come for a visit today, and welcome if you've been here before, and welcome if it's your first time to come and say hi. My name is Joanna and I am a needlework designer, and I design under the name Mojo Stitches. I have some lovely things to show you today, some shop updates, some new fun things, and a bit of a story as well, and a giveaway. So that will be at the end of the video, so hang around for that. This is take 2 because I forgot something extremely important, as happens. So let's see if I can get everything in this time. Now, and because of that, I'm drinking cold tea, which is quite unpleasant, but the mug makes up for it. My little nephew picked this mug for me with the Parisian cat with the glasses. Go Joshy. It just makes me smile. So I'm drinking my cold tea. I hope you have something a little bit more palatable than that. So grab a cuppa, grab your stitching, and yeah, we'll just look at some pretty things together. So first of all, a really big thank you for everyone who contacted their needlework store or placed an order for one of my new releases. It's really such an honor to be able to support your creativity by bringing new patterns and new things that you then take and you know, make your own. It's very humbling. So thank you very, very much. Those of you who've been waiting for the PDFs, the wait is over. By the time this posts, they should be up in my Etsy store. Thank you very much for your patience. In case you're not aware, for shops to be able to stock my patterns, I need to hold off on the PDFs for a few weeks. So thank you for your patience for those. I know that it seems a little unfair, but it's kind of what I have to do at the moment. So thank you for that. The PDFs are all up. All my PDFs have black and white and colour versions of the patterns. So if you prefer to stitch with a colour pattern, they have colour pattern versions as well. Most of the time I don't print them in colour because it's just too expensive, and you know, the prices would have to go up. And they also have printable versions and one-page versions that you can use to stitch from your device and zoom it out as large as you would like. And I believe I've had many people say that they use Pattern Keeper with them and they work fine. I don't use Pattern Keeper myself, so I don't really know anything about it, but I've been told that they work fine if that's your preference too. And I put a lot of time and effort into making them as clear and as legible as possible. And I've had a number of people say that it really helps, you know, people who have, you know, eyesight challenges, find them very clear. So that's good to know. Anyway, PDFs are up. Hard copy patterns are also up there, and I have some new things to show you as well, which is really exciting. But first of all, some stitchy kindness to show you. Oh yes, before I forget, for those of you, we've really been blown away by the reception for the Humble Sampler. Thank you so much. I was a little worried about this, to be honest. I was worried people would misinterpret the sentiment as saying you should be a doormat and always put other people's needs before your own. And I was a bit worried about it, that people might misunderstand. But I'm so glad that there are so many of you other lovely humble hearts out there too. So yes. Oh, Nicola at number 12 Stitch Co. Still has kits available. She's waiting on some more threads that are stuck in the mail somewhere, but she's selling more kits. So do go visit her at number 12 Stitch Co. on Etsy if you would like some kits. Her linen toasted mallow that we used for this was just lovely, and it's really nice to be able to have kits available. So they are available up there as well, and but if you prefer a PDF, that's available from my Etsy store at Mojo Stitches. So, the way. Also, big thank you to Jean from the Attic, who, when I was shouting out shops who made an order from me last time, Jean's order got stuck in the unsent box, so had a little technological sort of mix up there. And yeah, big thank you to Jean. She's been a very big supporter of mine, and to have Jean approve one of my patterns is it's a great compliment. So thank you, Jean. Yeah, so the Attic has lots of the patterns too if you're in the US, if you're looking for it there. Now, Stitchy Kindness, that's what I was going to show you. I've been talking a lot with Nicola from Number 12 Stitch Co, working on the kit together with this and everything, and she was kind enough to send me some new fabrics that she's has released, and I just wanted to show you those. They're absolutely beautiful. I like to support other dyers and creative people, particularly smaller people, as much as possible, and it's been such a pleasure to meet these other talented dyers and creative people in this community. It's been such a joy to work with Cottage Garden Threads. It's a joy to work with Jay from Jay's X Stitch, and it's really a joy to work with Nicola from Number 12 Stitch Co. And yeah, I'm looking to work with some other wonderful people too, so that's coming up. Anyway, one of her new fabrics is called Antiquity. I must show you this. It's a beautiful neutral with some foxing, some little age spots on there. This is going to be so lovely for an antique reproduction because it's already got the foxing, the age marks on it. It's but very subtly. It's not super heavy, which the thing I really love about Nicola's fabric is they all have a softness and a subtlety to them, which are just so great. And a lot of the fabrics that, if you're in the US, that you guys can get easily over there are quite hard to get here and very expensive. So to have local dyers who produce things of such high quality is, really exciting. And the other one, I'm so excited about this, is a beautiful red. This is called Red Rose. I have been looking for a red fabric for a specific project for quite some time. Wait till you see. Anyway, I've been looking for a red, and all the other reds I've tried, I've sought them all out. All the ones I could find were a little bit too harsh for what I wanted them for. So this is a beautiful soft red. It's got a slightly pink undertone, but not heavily so. It's looking a little pink on my thing here, but who knows with monitors and things. It's gorgeous. It's really gorgeous. So I can't wait to show you what I've got planned for that. So thank you, Nicola. These are really lovely. And along with that, she sent, this is so kind, a bunch of little stitching records that for the Humble Sampler that you can put on the back of your work when it's finished. So anyone who buys a hard copy of the Humble Sampler from me will get one of these as a little gift from Nicola till I run out. So that. And yes, do go see her if you would like a kit and some of her beautiful linen. So that was Stitchy Kindness. I got some other Stitchy Kindness too. Now, oh, I forgot something. Gotta get to that first. We'll get to Stitchy Kindness number 2 next. Gotta do this first before I forget. The Humble Sampler has been, really, all 3 of them have been well received, and it's lovely to see, but the Humble Sampler has really touched, found its humble people, and I'm thrilled. And I had a number of people ask, because I was considering doing a colour conversion for the back of the sampler, because if you saw my video last time, you'll see there's the colours on the front and the colours on the back are very different. So I have put together a bright colourway version, colour conversion of that. There. So I have put that together. I have done it in overdyes and DMC. Now that is available on my blog at mojostitches.com, and there is a downloadable PDF that has all the colours on it, as well as a photo of the back with some stitching tips on it. As I said last time, when you're doing a reproduction, you know, the front is faded because this was, you know, either framed. This was probably framed, considering the level of fading. Because the back is protected from light, it doesn't fade. So, and that can change the colours quite dramatically, and they often fade quite unevenly. As you'll see if you see the colour conversion, some of the colours, like the brown in this writing, are pretty much just a tone darker on the back, but some colours are completely different. You see this lovely sort of paley, sort of grey cream here. On the back is purple. These purple and mauves in particular do not age well. And they often come out sort of like browny greys, even sometimes pinky, bluey greys. And because they have faded quite unevenly, there's actually a couple more colours on the back. And I've given you some notes about where to stitch those, but you can just have a play around and do whatever you like. If you do stitch the bright colourway, because I haven't had a chance to sort of test stitch it myself, do tag me in it. I would love to see. I think it would be a completely different beast with the lovely bright colours. And again, these are just a guidance. You know, you can use, if you have similar colours in your stash, feel free to play with those. You know, again, I've got the DMC colour conversion there so that you can play around with those. These are the closest that I have in my stash. So, you know, I colour match it as closely as I can. But yeah, feel free to play around and do a nice bright version if that's something you'd like as well. So that is up on mojostitches.com. And the other thing I have up there is a silk conversion. Now, I have been asked in the past about doing silk conversions for some of my patterns, and I know some shops have done silk conversions as well. I know Jean at the Attic again did a silk conversion for Mary Barton's work, which is such a compliment. And I've been looking for some silks that I could offer you that is something a little different. I have done a little bit of work with, I know a lot of samplers stitch using a Versoir, and I love a Versoir. They're top quality, beautiful. But my personal preference is hand-dyed silks and threads in general. I prefer when you can use them. To me, a lot of the commercially dyed ones, while the colours are extremely precise, they can be a little bit flat. Whereas a hand-dyed one, because no two skeins are exactly the same, and you know, you can get beautiful variegation and movement, and it just feels a little softer and a little more personal. That's just my personal preference. So I was thrilled when I was contacted by Robin from Cascade House Embroidery, who creates beautiful hand-dyed silks. She's another Australian designer from down in Victoria, who I had seen her silks years ago, and was thrilled that she reached out, and she offered to send me some silks to have a play with. Now, let me show you what she sent. Put your tea down, because, you know, look at this. There's a bunch of greens that I've used in there, extra greens in there as well. But now, if you think the glamorous life of a needlework designer, people are sending you stuff all the time. This was incredibly generous, and I have had an absolute ball putting together a silk conversion for the Humble Sampler. And yeah, I gotta show these off first. I mean, can you believe? Anyway, these are, yes, they're called Cascade House Embroidery. These are used by some of the top embroiderers in the world. I believe they're used by Alison Coleman, who does the amazing gold work that just blows my mind, and a bunch of other really top embroidery designers. As far as I'm aware, they haven't been used a lot in cross stitch, so I'm really excited to be able to bring you something new and different as well. And they have a beautiful, they have that softness that you get from hand dye. Now, they are a 6-strand silk. She does pearl silks and gold thread and stuff as well, which I shall have a play with later too. But we'll start off with the stranded silk. Not only are they beautiful colours, beautiful quality, beautiful to stitch with, they're also extremely well priced for silk, which is really exciting for me. You know, I have a budget, we all have a budget, and sometimes, you know, silk can just be way out of the budget. So I'm really excited to give you the opportunity to stitch with silk if you haven't tried it before. These skeins are 7.5 meters long, which I believe is like 8 yards or something. I did the conversion, but it's left my brain. It's in all the listings on Etsy is how many yards they are. But I worked out they are longer than a week's Gentle Arts or Classic Colourwork skein, but less than a Cottage Garden thread skein. So they're somewhere in the middle. So you get plenty, and they're really well priced. I'll be selling these for $6 Australian per skein, which works out with exchange rate at the moment about $4 US. I have looked into using Belsoir and Gloriana and all those beautiful hand-dyed silks, and I love them and they're gorgeous, but they are so expensive here. I don't know what the prices are in the US, but to get them here, they can be 2 or 3 times this. So to be able to offer you, you know, beautiful colours, beautiful quality, but at a reasonable price is just really exciting. So now I would love to stock the whole range over time. That'll take me a little while to sort of work up to. But I have, to start off with, a bunch of beautiful reds and pinks up in my Etsy store. Get this organised. A bunch of beautiful reds and pinks that I thought would be lovely to stitch wherever I put it. All my red threads with. Again, I'm so excited to see you work out your own palette for these. I think it's really fun. And if you wanted to try some new silks, or if you haven't stitched with silk before, I'm selling these all individually. I have no problem with mixing cottons and silks. I think it's fine. Some people have opinions about it. You do you, you know, go for it. If you want to try one silk, try one silk. You know, use your stash, or if you want to try something new, that'd be great. I actually started stitching these, the tree from that design in these silks. I haven't had time to finish it yet, but I did that on a big account using 2 strands, and they've just stitched up an absolute dream. So I have these up in my Etsy store, as well as the silk conversion for the Humble Sampler. Now I have a limited number of these up in my Etsy store, but I will certainly reorder them if people like them. Putting together the silk conversion was really fun. A lot of the colours are just absolutely spot on with the cotton over dyes that I used. There are a couple that are slightly different. Whenever you're doing a conversion, it's never exactly the same, of course. So the ones that are a little bit different, just in case you wanted to know, this colour here, Cascade House embroidery silks are all numbered rather than named, so I won't bother you with the numbers. This is slightly more of a grey than the original used Weeks Dove, which is a, grey blue. I think it's still going to read perfectly fine, but it's a lot of the other blues were a little too blue, if that made any sense. And the other one that's very slightly different is this orange here instead of Weeks Chrysanthemum. This is beautiful, vibrant orange. I think it's a little shade brighter than Chrysanthemum. So if you're stitching this up and you find that's a little too bright, I think it's going to tone in fine. You've got the bright red and all the lovely bright greens and everything. I think it's going to tone in fine. But if you find it's a little too bright, please do let me know and feel free to swap it out for something else. And because of that as well, if you buy this thread pack from me, I'm giving you one skein for free, so consider that a freebie. Please do let me know what you think of them if you stitch with them, because I would love to know. I really value your opinion and your expertise, so let me know. Also, on all the listings, I put the DMC, closest DMC conversion with them. I do that with all the cottage garden threads and all these silks and everything. There's even a photo with them next to, because you know what monitors are like. They're such different, they can show the colours so differently. And I feel like sort of DMC is kind of like the colour language as cross stitches we all kind of speak. So they all have the DMC conversions up there. And they're so beautifully dyed. They have there's a bunch of colours that are solid like that. You have others that have a very soft tone on tone variegation, and you have some that have a stronger variegation on there, and that's all noted there. It's all so you get a good sense of what you're getting before you order them. I just want to pat them because they're so nice and soft. So anyway, they're all up on my Etsy. I would love to know what you think. If you've tried these before, I know they were available in the US some time ago, but I don't think they've been available there for a while. And they, as I said, they are used by a lot of other embroiderers. And for Australian stitchers as well, I'd love to know if you have used these and what you think of them, because I'm really excited to be able to offer those for you. I am not trying to compete with stores. I like to support, offer things that can be harder to get, and to support other dyers and creative people in the industry. So it's really nice to have Robin and her beautiful threads on board. And I will be, if you guys like them, I will be offering silk conversions for all my patterns going forward. And if you would like a silk conversion for any of my older patterns, I would be very happy to put that together for you. So yeah, send me a message and be really happy to do that. So yeah, they're up on Etsy by the time this is up as well. And I will be, over time, stocking more and more and more of the colours. Now, also what I'll be stocking more and more of, I have a big order of cottage garden threads coming in, as well as some new colours, which I'm really excited to get my hands on. So they should be here next week. So I'll do a new video when they're in as well and show you those, because I can't wait. So that was some stitchy kindness if I ever had some. It was quite overwhelming. Anyway, I need a sip of tea after that. It's as I'm sure you all know, it's National Needlework Market time, and it's amazing seeing all the incredible creativity of the designers and the dyers and all the beautiful things coming out at the moment. So it's yeah, there's a lot to capture your attention on at the moment. So I'm very grateful that you can spend some time with me for a little while. Now, I'm watching that from afar and I just love seeing everyone's work. It's wonderful. And there's lots of people stitching, doing wonderful stitching at the moment. There's lots of people stitching in the library, which is just so exciting to see. And lots of people stitching among the roses in particular. One of my birds. And, if you're a bird fan, I got a new bird this week. It is winging its way. It's winging its way here, and I think you're going to love this one. They're getting harder and harder to find, I can tell you. You're going to love this one. I had to fight for this one. But I think you're going to love it. Anyway, so we have more birds coming. Now, speaking of birds, I have to give you an owl report. Now, those of you who saw my last video will know that I'm staying in a new place. I'm kind of long-term house sitting for some friends and helping them look after this place. And I discovered I have owls nesting on the roof, and it's very exciting because I feel like I always thought I'd come into my own as kind of a crone. You know, I think I've been a early old person my whole life, and I sort of feel like kind of the witch in the woods, you know, like surrounded by trees with protective owls on the roof. It's just great. Anyway, I feel like I'm coming into my own. And I've had a bit of sleep, so I feel a bit more like myself this week. Anyway, owls are on the roof, and I was a bit worried because we've had this terrible hot spell, and I don't like the hot weather. It is just not my favourite, and I didn't hear them for a few days. It's very thin roof here, so you can hear them walking up and down and flapping their giant wings, which sounds exactly how you imagine dragons sound. So sometimes I pretend I've got dragons on the roof. Anyway, I didn't hear them for a bunch of days, and I was a bit worried because normally these owls nest in tree hollows, but there is a tremendous lack of tree hollows in a lot of different forests all over the world because of forest felling and things. Tree hollows take quite a long time to develop, so you need really old growth forest, and you know, there's a lack of that pretty much everywhere. So these owls apparently have taken up on my roof. I'm quite happy for them to be there. They're not damaging the roof. It's all good. I feel like they're watching out for me. Anyway, I didn't hear them for days, and I'm thinking, it's boiling hot up there. Are they all right? And because I was quite worried because they're my owls. Anyway, I think I might have found where they go when the weather is hot. Now, my bedroom has these amazing floor-to-ceiling windows. And the nest of the owls is right on the top of the roof there. I can't see them, but I can hear them. And at the bottom of the windows is, underneath the house, is the opening to the underneath of the house. If you're in the US, we don't have basements here in Australia. Our houses are either flat on the ground or they are slightly raised with a cavity to get under if you're a plumber or something like that. And God bless them, because I couldn't get under one of those things if my life depended on it. Claustrophobia. Anyway, so there's this big dark cavity underneath the house where all the pipes are and all those kind of things. And it's not blocked off. It's just open. Anyway, I went to close the curtains one night just as it was getting dark, and from seemingly under my feet came this thing, this 3 foot high, these are big. This thing glided out from underneath the house across the grass into a stand of trees, which is about 12 foot away. Anyway, this thing, all I could see were these whopping great wings clonking up like this. I couldn't see a head. It was literally just wings flopping like this. And it had the most unearthly movement I've ever seen. It It was too fast to be walking, but not fast enough to be flying. It just kind of glided on like the most unearthly movement. And if I had known that there were owls, I don't know what I would have thought. I would have thought they were gargoyles. It was just, oh, I got so excited my camera moved. Anyway, it was the spookiest looking thing I have ever seen. So I'm so glad I knew that they were owls beforehand. I don't know what I would have thought. So I think I found where they go when it's hot. Now, there are no cats around here, and all the dogs are, confined to their yards and everything, so they're quite safe, and they seem to be living underneath there when the weather gets too hot. So I haven't lost the owls. They're okay. So that's the owl report for today. I think this might have to be an ongoing segment of the videos, is owl report. I feel like I need some like typewriter clacking news now, like an old movie, when they do news reports and things. So that's the owl report for now. I live a very quiet life, so this is very exciting. Anyway, I have some giveaway. We're doing a giveaway. I'm very close to my goal for subscribers, and thank you for that. And I wanted to do a giveaway with my new patterns and some lovely things, because I am so grateful. There are so many amazingly talented designers and so many Flosstubers to watch. I'm very grateful that you'd spend some time with me, and I wanted to give you a big giveaway. So I am giving 3 prizes. Anyway, prizes 2 and 3 will be PDFs of your choice from my store. But the first prize is the big one. I'll show you what it is first, and I'll let you know how you can enter. The first prize will be all 3 of my new release patterns in hard copy. So that will be part of it. The lovely Nicola at number 12 Stitch Co. very kindly has given a piece of her beautiful 36 count toasted mallow that I used to stitch the model of the Humble Sampler. She's donated that, which is incredibly generous. Thank you, Nicola. That's very, very kind. So that will be part of the prize as well. I will also be get myself organised, 2 skeins of cottage garden threads from the bookshelf edit that I did in collaboration with them. This is Bronte that I used to stitch LT 1909, which is the perfect red for red work samplers. It's a beautiful soft red, fairly solid, so it just works for everything, and it's a real favourite of mine. So I'm giving you that one, and that's enough to stitch LT 1909, just the single skein as well. And I'm giving you Fireplace, which is another beautiful red with browns and golds and everything variegated in, and I think they would both be lovely to stitch. Gotta hold this up because it was holding up my tablet, to use in your version of all my red threads. So you will get both of those, plus 2 skeins of the new Cascade House embroidery silks. Again, a lovely soft red and a lovely dusky pink. They would be beautiful in all my red threads as well, or for anything else you'd like to do. So you'll get 2 skeins of that, and you'll get 2 of my little sets of silk sari ribbon that I use for finishing. But you can use these for gift wrapping. I've had people buy them to use for wedding bouquets. They actually wrap them around the stems of the wedding bouquets, which I would never have thought of. So that's really exciting. I find uses for them all the time. So there's 2 sets of that in there as well. So it's a lovely big prize pack with charts and fabric and threads and finishing. So that will be the first prize. To enter, you need to be a subscriber here. Thank you very much. And you need to leave a comment on this video letting me know your favourite colour to stitch with. All my red threads has been, I'm so excited to see people start stitching this with their favourite reds. And I know that, I know it says all my favourite threads are red. Well, it's not exactly true because I have lots of favourite threads. So I would love to know what your favourite colour to stitch with is. And yes, if you know, this seems to be something that people like, I might do some other ones with different colours. So please leave me a comment on that. I will post, the PDFs can go anywhere, I just need your email address. But in terms of posting the big prize package, I will post anywhere that I can post to. If, however, you're in a country that I can't easily post to at this point, for either world conflicts, or there are a few countries that have tax requirements that we have to register with your tax people to be able to send you something. Honestly, it's madness. That is beyond my capability to do. So I will give you PDFs instead. So I just reserve the right. If, you know, if that's not something that I can do, I will send you PDFs instead. I will use, the competition will be up for a week from when this posts. Yes, I will use a random number generator to pick the winners, and I will do a video next week with the winners. I also will have hopefully the cottage garden threads to show you by next week, and perhaps some other exciting things too. I have long been wanting to be able to do some stitching just for myself. As I stitch all my models and everything, pretty much all the stitching I get to do are for my models and my designs, which I love doing, don't get me wrong. But it is kind of work because, you know, my work brain's on. I'm like, is that the right colour? Should I move that? Should I change this? And I've really been wanting to do some stitching just for myself. So I have treated myself to some new some things I've been wanting to do for a while, and some new projects that it will be lovely to be able to share with you and to show you some other stitching as well. I thought I might show you some of my older projects, and when I do get time to stitch other things, I like to expand my skills and learn new things. So I'll be doing some other types of embroidery and some other types of sewing as well. So I'll have some other new fun things to show you too. So, yes, thank you for your company again today. Oh, and for the giveaway, if you know another stitcher who you think you would like that, I would be very grateful if you would let them know. And also, if you would follow me on Instagram, that's at Mojo Stitches, and also to follow Nicola from Number 12 Stitch Co. Her handle on Instagram is handmade at Number 12. I will leave those in the description box. And yeah, that would be very much appreciated too. So that's it for now, I think. I hope I haven't forgotten something and I have to film this a third time because I'm going to run out of puff really quick. All is good, I hope. So really excited to be able to offer these for you. Really excited for the new cottage garden threads coming. I'm working very hard on my next set of releases, which will be a couple of months away. And also some secret projects that are really exciting, and if they work out, could be quite exciting. So I'm busy at work doing lots of those, and I can't wait to see you start stitching the new releases. I would love to know what you think, and again, please tag me in them if you're stitching them. That's the easiest way for me to find them, so please do that. I can't wait to see. So I hope you all have a lovely week. do leave a comment on this video if you would like to be entered into the giveaway. Really excited to be able to share that with you. So yes, have an absolutely lovely week. Watch the, I'll be watching Nashville sort of from afar, and I think it's quite astonishing. I don't know how people, it just seems like it must be so full on. So I know some people that are going. So hi, Carolyn and Kathy, good luck. Hope it's lots of fun. Yeah, so have a lovely week. Take care of yourselves, and yeah, I'll be back very soon.